Hello, my name is Julian Fernandez, and I'm doing my project on the invasive species of South Florida. I've attached a document in the description of the video if you guys wish to read along with me as I present. Invasive species in Florida have been severely overlooked over the past few decades, and their populations are growing rapidly. Most of these invasive species in South Florida thrive better than they would in their natural habitat. Because of this, they've begun changing food chains, damaging property, and affecting local wildlife on huge scales. In this presentation, I'll be discussing two of the most prominent invasive species in South Florida, the green iguana and the Burmese python. But before we begin the presentation, what is an invasive species? An invasive species are animals or plants that are introduced into a new environment that they do not naturally belong in. They often spread rapidly and outcompete the native species. According to Adam Jonas 2020, the Burmese python has invaded the Florida Everglades, causing drastic reductions in small mammal and bird populations. These apex predators, reaching over 20 feet, are a dominant force in the Everglades ecosystem. Research has shown that in areas where python densities are high, native mammals like raccoons and possums have experienced declines of over 90%. This huge impact reverberates throughout the food web. With few natural predators and very high reproduction rates, the numbers will continue to increase over time. A single female Burmese python can lay up to 100 eggs, resulting in the rapid expansion in the warm and favorable climate of South Florida, which closely parallels the native range of Southeast Asia, which is where the Burmese pythons are originally from. The green iguana, according to Jenna Nordling, has changed from a once popular pet into a pest that seriously destroys vegetation and human infrastructure. Green iguanas are prolific breeders. They consume native plants, damage or ruin landscaping, and eat fruits. Of more pressing concern is their digging of burrows for nesting, undermining sidewalks, seawalls, and canal banks, and leading to structural instability and costly repairs for property owners. This high density along the coastline is directly due to the pet trade and releases by owner. The python and iguana represent the range of invasive species from apex predators to destructive herbivores, which is simply a call for urgent intervention. Green iguanas and pythons are some of the most common examples of invasive species in South Florida. Now I'm going to be talking about some strategies for management and control of these invasive species. According to the Nature Conservancy 2018, it would be done by slowing the spread of invasive species through building widespread public awareness, restrictions on importation, and early response programs. In my opinion, public awareness is essential in educating residents about the dangers of releasing pets and plants into the wild, responsible pet ownership, and how to identify and report invasive species sightings. Early response programs work to rapidly contain and eradicate a newly detected population of a species before it gains a secure foothold. The report, called Invasive Species in Florida, Identifying and Managing Harmful Plants and Animals, identifies detection and removal as two of the strategies for management and control. Early and accurate detection, often utilizing citizen science and sophisticated surveillance, form the basis of a successful management plan. Once detected, targeted removal efforts are deployed, entailing consistent long-term effort due to the resilience of many invasive species. Similarly, Florida's Problematic Invasive Wildlife 2025 outlines state-led control of populations through regulated hunts and community involvement. The state organizes public hunts such as the annual Python Challenge to incentivize removal. Community participation is also encouraged through volunteer removal programs and reporting mechanisms, tapping into the public to monitor and manage affected areas. Socioeconomic and ecological impact invasive species are much more than an ecological problem. They also create social and economic challenges. Economically, the management cost of invasive species is enormous in Florida. From millions of dollars spent every year on control programs, infrastructure repairs like damages by iguanas, and agricultural losses. Socially, these animals change recreational pursuits and sometimes create a safety risk. A much deeper understanding of the effects and support for conservation will go a long way in the protection of Florida's natural environment. This will require the government, nonprofit, and citizen commitment to fund and participate in prevention and management. Education, research, and management will help in restoring the balance and preventing further ecological damages in Florida. The dual ecological and socio-economic threat posed by invaders like the Burmese python and the green iguana demands a comprehensive, sustained response. Ultimately, the preservation of Florida's unique biodiversity and infrastructure relies on collaborative commitment to prevention, public awareness, and aggressive long-term management strategies. Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a blessed day.